OKC taking on San Antonio. This is this is a pretty easy model play for me. I did do a little bit of background on it to kind of like dig deeper on it, and I kind of came out with like I've got this double digits easy. I've got this 12 conservative. If I add like a more normalized home court, it's 14. Andrew, like shaky injury report for the Spurs. The Spurs on the road have like a minus 14 point differential. They have lost twice by 40 on the road. Now, I'm not saying they're going to lose by 40 here, but an OKC team that I think is really good, really competent. As long as I get it, like I have to be real. I will say this: be real careful with the injury report on OKC, because if Shea has a hangnail, they'll hold him out, and that messes up everything. But in general, I think this is a great spot for the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm a little surprised that they're 0-2 so far in the tournament. This feels like such a Thunder tournament. Like it seems like such a spot for them to kind of, make their breakout full and they've been that kind of the darling for a while. So to win this tournament feels, or at least play well in it seems like a thing that would happen. But yeah, to me, this is just a matchup thing. Like I also use projections and a model. Mine makes it about minus 13, minus 12.5, depending on what numbers I'm looking at. But if I look at last season's numbers, it's 12.5. And if I look at this season, minus 13. So that's kind of like consensus all around play for me. When it was minus 7.5, I thought my numbers were broken or something. So that's what it popped when the lines first came out. But yeah, I mean, even beyond that, this is just a good matchup for OKC. Since last season, they're 3-0 against the spread and straight up. Where do I have it here? 12 point margin of victory in those games. So yeah, they've just been dominating this team. I mean, that was obviously without Wemby. He's obviously a huge factor. But if you look at like kind of shot distribution, Spurs take a lot of mid-range shots and above the break threes. OKC is 5th in mid-range frequency, 6th in opponent above the break threes in terms of limiting opponents, and then number 1 in mid-range percentage and number 8 in above the break percentage. So where they get most of their points, OKC's defense does well to defend. They're 4th in opponent effective field goal percentage. So yeah, this is just a kind of no-brainer play, like you said. Another little thing too is Mark Daigneault, since taking over, after his first season at home against the West, is 33-20-2 against the spread.
Whew.
Yeah, so just a little.
I don't know, Andrew, the sample size on that. But Keldon Johnson's questionable in this game. Trey Jones, who's actually really important for them, their on and offs are terrible because they need a point guard, is questionable, and Jeremy Sohan is questionable for this one. So yeah, a bad injury report as well. Jay, is there a reason you're not on this one?
I actually liked the other side until I saw the injury report, and you look at the injuries: knee soreness, groin tightness, and hamstring tightness. Those are the type of injuries that they don't like to really push players through. Yeah. So wouldn't be surprised if Keldon Johnson sat and Sochan sat as well in this one. But me personally, I do feel like it's too many points with the Thunder here. Obviously, it's the highest spread that they've laid all season. I do think this is more of a type of team that can win small spreads as far as a favorite and play better as a dog. But not even that. If you take off the names of the teams off the jerseys in this particular spot, this is not a spot that I want the home team coming in off 2-game road trip and a big win versus the Suns, back home for 1 game, and then they go right back out on the road for a 3-game road trip as well. So usually this is a spot that I like to fade the home team, and they're laying 9. So me personally, I could only look towards the Spurs here, but decide to stay off.